We're going to make predictions using scatter plots. Always make sure that your labels are there, X and Y, and always know what those axes represent. So for example, for X is temperature, for Y is going to be the number of people buying ice cream. I also want to point something out right here. This little line is just saying that there's a lot of numbers going here between 0 and 70. They just did it so the graph isn't so big and you can still see it. That's all that means. It's like a little cut in the graph. All right, so what you're going to do today is you're going to draw a trend line that best fits your data. So I'm going to show you what that looks like, and I'm going to show you what it does not look like. So the line that you are going to draw to be able to make predictions is going to go in the middle of all the points, or where most of the points will go through. My line might look a little bit different than yours and your neighbors. There's no perfect way of doing this. Just because it is a scatter plot, it's not points going in a straight line. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a line. Sometimes I have to draw this a few times because I don't always get it right. Tomorrow I'm going to show you how you can use your, during STAR, there's tools that you can use to help you create that, and we'll go over that tomorrow. Okay, so right now, this is my trend line. And then what I want you to know about this is notice that it went through most of the points. I have a few up or down, but mostly it goes in the middle. Okay, that's a correct trend line. I'm going to show you something that is not okay. So if I draw a trend line right here, it doesn't even go through any of the points. So that's not even right. Okay, let me draw another one. So let's say I draw it here. It also doesn't go through any of the points. So that is also not a good trend line. Also, your trend line does not have to go through the origin. It doesn't have to start at 0, 0. It goes based on where your points are at. All right, so let's look at some of these questions. So they want you to predict the number of people buying ice cream if the temperature is 89. Okay, so for showing work for this is really easy. So they gave you the temperature. So I'm going to look down here. Who represents my temperature, the X or the Y? So in this case is the X. So I'm going to put X equals 87. That's what they're saying. What if my temperature is 87 degrees Fahrenheit? How many people is going to buy ice cream? So I am going to go here where it says X equals 87. I'm going to go X equals 87. This is 85, and maybe right about here. So I'm gonna go, and it's gonna cross right there. So what they're asking is, what's gonna be really close to that? So it looks like it's really close to 50 or 51. So I'm gonna put about 50. If your graph is like at 60, you're a little bit off. But if it's like mine is a little bit off, I just rounded to 50, but it's like 51, 52. That's pretty close. So maybe between two numbers from what I get. Again, they're all going to be a little bit different, but they should be pretty close to what we get. All right, the next one says, make a prediction if the temperature, predict the temperature of the people buying ice cream. Okay, so 70 people is buying ice cream. So who is buying ice cream, the X or the Y? So it's the number of people is going to be your Y. So I'm going to put Y equals 70. So I'm just going to erase this so it doesn't look like too many things I have. Sorry. Okay, so I'm looking for Y equals 70, so I'm going to go to Y, and I'm going to go where it's 70, and I'm going to see where it crosses with the line that I drew. So it's about 95 Fahrenheit. So that's how you'll be able to make predictions. So you find out what is given to you. So make sure you're looking at the correct axis, and then look at what the other value is. So let's do another one. So we're going to predict the number of people buying ice cream if the temperature is 105 degrees. So the temperature is my X. So I'm going to put X equals 105. So I'm going to erase so we can see this a little bit better. Okay, so we know that my X has to be 105. So this is 100. So 105 is about right at the line. So it looks like it's right at 90. So 90. And if some of us got maybe 95, whichever one, I'll just put like 93 or 92. It's pretty close. And maybe I could have drawn my line a little bit better. So about 93 people are buying ice cream when it's 105 degrees temperature. So 2 key points. Make sure that you're reading what's given to you, and you have to find the other part. And then make sure you know who your X and your Y is. And make sure you're drawing that trend line as close as you can. Again, it's not going to be perfect. But on STAR, I'm going to show you tomorrow how you could do it on your computer. Okay, so now... Again, I'm going to draw the trend line that best fits. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's review what we talked about yesterday. So my line is going up, so there's going to be a positive relationship. So go ahead and add that. And it's also linear. We don't see any curves. They're all pretty much going the same direction, going up. So these are the 2 things we talked about yesterday. All right, let's look at the next one, and we'll start out with that. So the lines are going down. The points are going down. So this is going to be a negative, and I'm going to put negative relationship. And it also looks linear. It doesn't have any curves. Okay, so now we're going to draw the line that best fits us. So let's see. That's kind of a good line. It might be a little off. Okay, we're going to predict the age of the cars that has a value of $100,000. So $11,000 is my Y if you look at your axis. So I'm going to put Y equals 11,000. So that tells me I'm going to go to 11,000. So it's between 10 and 12. And I'm going to draw a line and see where it hits with my X. So it looks like it's pretty close to 8 years. Okay, then I am going to do the next question. This one says predict the value of the car is 10 years old. So my years is my X, so X equals 10. So I'm going to go where X equals 10, which is going to be about here, and see where it touches the line that I drew. And it's pretty close to $8,000. And so anything that's really close to that, or if it's above, it'll be like $9,000. So pretty close. And when you see on your practice, there's going to be answer choices, and some of them are really off, so you're really easy to eliminate them, and it should be easy for you to answer the questions. So you have 3 questions to do for your practice. Then you're going to work on your CFA from last week if you haven't finished it, or do your iReady minutes.